Welcome to Remelations. We're your hosts. I'm Mindy.
And I'm Brooke.
Remelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams, from nightmares to the just plain bizarre. Join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle. This week we got a lot of listener dreams that have to do with silent auctions, bad one-act plays, stabbings, and horse transportation.
Ooh, and we also have stories about Jimmy John's, talk shows, and bachelorette parties.
Ooh, always fun.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget to stay tuned for the end where we talk about Dreamcatchers.
Yes.
Why they exist and what they mean to the indigenous population.
And why you need to buy one.
Buy one from Indigenous people. So
Yes.
Stay tuned. All right, bestie, let's get started.
Woo! There it is.
Hey, it says it's recording.
Oh my God, we're doing a podcast. Did you know?
That's what I heard.
It's really good.
My father-in-law is visiting, and so I had to kick him out of the basement so I could record. I'm like, I'm sorry. Can you go hang out somewhere else? He's like, oh, so that's where you do it. I'm like, that's where I do it.
That's where we do it.
I'm sitting in my basement on the floor.
You sit on the floor in the
Nothing
basement,
exciting.
and I sit on the floor in my bathroom.
I think I got the better end of that deal.
But you know what? We're both willing to sacrifice by sitting on the floor. All
That's
for
true.
our bestie.
All for our bestie. Well, hey, it's a catnap episode.
You know how much
Cat
I love my
naps,
cat
cat
naps,
naps.
because that
I
also
know.
means a Mindy dream.
Yes, it does. And this is actually kind of funny. I pulled this one out of my old dream journal. So this was from January of this year.
Ooh.
So
How
it's a little
many
older.
dream journals do you have, and how long do you keep them for?
I keep them until I feel it's got bad juju or it's filled. Because I really do have this weird superstition that I feel like it's like lived its life and I need a new one to get more dreams.
I love that answer because it's completely 100% just felt. It's innate. Like
Yes.
you just feel when it's right because there's
It's
no
there, it's
logic,
not.
and I love it.
Mm-mm,
I love it.
So anyway, this is from about 7 months ago, 8 months ago, but it has a weird tie to something recently happening. So it's gonna be interesting.
It works. It works. Let's
Okay.
get going. Did you draw pictures?
I do have a picture for you.
You know I love it.
Can you double check your audio that it's coming through the mic?
Oh, do you not hear it?
It's just a little more tingy than normal, so I wasn't sure.
Would I have to leave and do a test, or?
Yeah, leave and do a test and then see if make sure it says the Samson, but just double check because I could be wrong. But
Okay.
All right, we're recording. Okay. I was out of town for one of the kids' sporting events. I'm not sure what child it was, as none of the kids were with me. I just knew I had to go there to watch them play some sort of sport.
I don't know how you keep it all straight anyway. Just know you have to be somewhere at a certain time and be there.
With that many kids, like it's like my summer. When COVID hit and I looked at my calendar and everything was canceled, I was like, this is the strangest thing to see like nothing on my calendar because it's usually a practice or a game or a meet or
Everything. Did you feel like antsy? Like, I don't know.
Oh
what
yeah,
to
I
do.
definitely felt antsy. I had no idea what to do with myself back when that happened. Okay, so I'm there. I remember pulling up to this big indoor sports arena and parking my car. As I proceed to get out of my car and I begin to walk to the entrance, I notice there's a bunch of tables set up for some sort of silent auction.
Ooh, fun.
Some of the prizes looked good, like expensive pinball machines and those large-sized arcade games that you find.
I mean, I wish I could have a full-size pinball machine in my
Right?
one
Oh
bedroom,
my God,
one
fun.
bath apartment.
It just wouldn't fit. It just wouldn't fit.
Sorry, I can't bid on that.
So for a bestie out there who might not know what a silent auction, Brooke, have you ever done a silent auction or been to one?
I've been to one, but I've never bid on anything.
Okay, so it's mostly for charity reasons.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
and
charity
it's-
events.
you put your name down on a piece of paper, and you don't know what other people have bid, and you try to outbid people silently. I guess.
It is silent.
Like, and it's not. Yeah.
Companies and local businesses will donate
Yes.
items and packages, and then you bid on those, and whoever has the highest bid at the end of the night gets it.
Exactly. So I was thinking maybe it'd be a good idea to put a bid in for one of those pinball machines, but As I got closer, I noticed something strange. There was 4 large holes dug on either side of this like wide sidewalk. So almost like the sidewalk came to like a T intersection, like not a T, like a cross.
Yeah.
What would you
like
call it?
Like a four-way
stop.
4-way stop.
Yeah. On each piece of the grass, there was like these big dug holes.
Okay.
They were about 4 feet deep.
Which is deep.
And approximately 30 by 30 feet in size.
That's not small.
That's not small, no. But they were like perfectly square and they had like dirt floors.
Okay.
And I noticed some of these holes, there were some silent auction tables set up there too.
What were the items on these?
I don't know if that's where the pinball machines were or if it was like on the other one.
Okay, well, they're down there.
Yeah, and I also noticed someone was taking shovels and trying to fill them in with sand, which I was like, well, maybe it's not a good idea for them to set up their tables in the holes.
I don't understand why the hole exists, but I'm not going to even get into that right now. But yeah, it seems like a really bad idea.
Bad spot.
Doesn't seem like high traffic area to go into a pit.
To go all the way into I didn't see any stairs or ladders. I mean, we just like shimmy down.
I mean, that's pretty much as tall as I am.
pretty close. So I decide not to bid. I just keep walking towards the stadium.
Okay.
I get to the entrance and I go in the door and I find a seat. It was like way on the top. So they're like bleacher seats.
Okay.
And I'm like the very like nosebleed worst section you can possibly be in. But
did they have video screens to show you what was happening on
not at this point.
Oh my God. Okay.
But we'll get to something.
Okay.
It was starting to like fill up in the bottom. So I'm like, okay, I know it's not the best seat, but it's good enough.
Yeah.
So the performances, I guess I call them performances, begin. First, it's gymnastics. I know like none of my kids are participating in gymnastics. In real life, they have before, but I just knew in my dream, like, this isn't the section I need to watch or pay attention to.
Nope. You're like, I'm going to do some stuff on my phone.
So I just continued just to not really pay attention. But then I did realize that I need to go find my sisters and my mom.
Right, because they'd be there too, of course.
Of course they would. So I took my phone out, I set it on my bleacher seat to save my spot. I'm like, okay, I'll be right back. So next thing I know, I was back outside, and I realized the stadium is near a neighborhood.
Okay.
Just side note. I see out the holdout auction tables again. But this time I also see my brother-in-law's work vehicle. So so in real life, my brother-in-law Charlie and my sister Shannon own a bar and grill.
Yes.
Yay, shout out to Trackside Bar and Grill in Piasta, Iowa. Great food. Go visit.
Great food, great drinks, great company.
Exactly. And so I just noticed like it's there, but it's a very distinct car. So it's like a big white Suburban. It's got like their logo and their name on the side of it. Okay. So I noticed it's Charlie's work vehicle, but it's not what it's supposed to look like.
Okay.
Instead, it is a popcorn mobile.
What is a popcorn mobile?
So here's what I wrote down in my dream journal.
Okay.
Think Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Love it.
But with yellow popcorn kernels all over it.
You know what? That's kind of what I had imagined. I'm not gonna lie. Because the first thing I thought of was like the Wienermobile. I'm like, but what is popcorn? We're on the same page, sister.
I don't think they have popcorn on their menu. So it was a very interesting choice for Charlie to drive in that.
You know what? Maybe they're starting a new thing.
Speaking of which, I did see the Peanut Mobile this week.
What? What is the Peanut Mobile?
Mr. Peanut? It's like a big peanut. It's
they
like the
have one too?
Oscar Mayer Mobile, but it was a peanut.
I didn't know that even existed.
So weird connection number 1 to the stream this week.
Okay, that is a weird connection. I only thought there was the Wienermobile. I didn't know there were peanuts and popcorn out there.
I don't know if popcorn exists, but the peanut sure does, because I saw it in Nashville.
God, can't wait to hear more about that. Flip.
All right. I know my family must be here somewhere, so I go back now inside to find them. Because the car's there, the popcorn mobile's there, so I'm like, they have to be here somewhere.
They have to be. Did they all travel together?
I guess
with
in the
Charlie?
popcorn, I guess in the popcorn mobile.
Okay.
So I find my mom and my 2 older sisters, Shannon and Tiffany, and then my mom starts walking towards like the filled up section. And I told her, Mom, you can't go there, like the section's closed. I saved us some seats near the top.
Way up high.
Weird part. So now it's like almost like a maze my mom's walking, and I can just watch her. So she's got to like walk down this ramp to like walk back up to where we are.
Oh.
And so it's like a catwalk. Like it's a very skinny catwalk, and it's covered in grass.
Inside.
And then I see my mom completely like just walk into a big black garbage can. And it falls over. And my mom just kind of like laughs it off. Like, oh,
she didn't see it there?
I don't guess not. But it was just like such a weird, strange part of, like just a small little strange part of my dream.
Yeah, big black garbage can. Okay.
Okay, she laughs it off. She's fine.
Good.
So we get back to our seats only to find the whole section is now filled up. And
you left your phone there to save your seat.
Exactly.
Rude.
And someone obviously has moved my phone.
Rude.
So I ask a rando lady if she saw my phone. And she just hands it to me.
Oh, well.
And I explained to her the reason my phone was sitting there is because I was trying to save a spot for my family.
Right.
But I had to go find them. So my phone was saving my seat. Right.
I didn't just leave it there for shits and giggles.
This rando lady was a bitch and didn't seem to care.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it's proper etiquette. Like
leave a
jacket, leave a purse.
Something. Like you don't just leave something there for no reason.
Right. Especially a phone.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Like no one forgets people do forget their phone, but it was intentionally sitting on a bench, right? It's not like it fell out and it's underneath it.
Yep, but she was a bitch and she didn't care. But then there was like these ladies next to her that are like, "Oh, we'll move. You can come sit here." So we're like, "Great, okay,
that was nice,
nice people." So then I waved to signal my mom and sisters to come over, but they aren't paying attention to me. So I'm like, "Oh, hey, our seat's over here," and they're not paying attention.
Of course.
But then I noticed the gymnastics portion of the day is now over.
Oh, no.
And now we have moved on to a new act.
What is it?
You're going to love it. These are like plays.
Okay.
And it's like different schools and different grade levels are competing. But there's a common theme of their like one act play.
So they're like skits kind of, but
they're
with
like
the
skits.
same theme? Okay.
The theme is... I don't know why I dreamed this. Trash.
I don't even know what's happening. I just hear trash and I'm so excited.
Trash planet. Trash planet.
Trash planet? Does that mean a planet that's made out of trash? Or are we trashing our own planet?
Just the theme was trash planet.
Hey, but you know what? Your mom walked into a trash can too.
Isn't that interesting?
There's lots of trash.
There's too much trash, obviously.
Too much trash. Okay.
Then the woman who stole my seat turns to me and says, "What town are you from?"
Be like, none, yeah.
And I said, "Iowa." Which isn't a town. But okay. I said,
I love it. I love it.
And then I ask her what town she's from. And she says, Kentucky.
So neither one of you really knows what a town is.
No, we don't. But then she says to me, "Well, you're lucky because Iowa has more trash than Kentucky. So naturally, you'll have the better act."
Well, you know what? I get it. I get that logic.
What?
I see where this connection is going.
So yeah, I was in Kentucky yesterday. So again, weird connection.
There. But not 7 months ago.
Not 7 months ago. So
that is
interesting.
Weird.
Okay.
Trash.
So I see this new act starting out, and I notice that it is Dubuque Senior High School, which is one of the high schools in our hometown.
But not the one we went to. But not
the one we went to, and not the one my kids go to.
But it's where my brother teaches.
Well, just wait. So it's very abstract, but I still know it's like senior high school because your brother Brett is doing the voiceover for the acts.
Oh my God, I was just totally randomly saying, "Oh, my brother was."
Which
he would
is a
be
weird
good. He would
connection.
be good MC.
Yeah, he's like an MC. Yeah, he's announcing everything. And all the actors seemed to be really happy that he was getting all his lines right. Like, it was just like a weird feeling I had. They're like, "Oh yeah, he nailed it. Yes.
Yeah, good. We didn't trust
job,
him.
Brett.
He got it."
And he wasn't on the stage, but he was like far, far away, and I could just see him with like a microphone. He's just like
that seems
MC.
like his cup of tea, though. He doesn't want to be center stage.
So I finally get my mom's attention by yelling, "Senior was performing," and then she starts paying attention. At this point now, I cannot find my sister Tiffany, So I asked my other sister if my nieces were in this performance because they actually go to senior high school. So that made sense. I'm like, well, since it's senior high school, are Lucy and Scout performing?
And they also are performers.
They are performers. So they do acts and they do plays for the high school. So it wasn't anything out of the norm.
Right.
And my sister says, yeah, Scout's performing, but so is Tiffany, my sister.
Well, and she's also a performer. So this
but she's not in high school. So how is this? I'm confused at this part of my dream. I'm like, why is she allowed to participate in this? Because she doesn't go to school. Like, and she can't compete in this Trash Planet competition.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
No.
So as I'm watching this performance, I realize it's really, really bad.
Oh, no!
Like, I was like rooting for them because it's like my niece's school. I'm like, yay. But it was like so bad. I was like, oh no, they're not going to win.
Uncomfortable. Like when you're like, what am I going to say? What am I supposed to do? It's so bad.
You clap anyways. Yeah. It was chaotic. It was awful. And at one point, the lights flickered.
Just during this performance?
Yes. And behind the stage was this huge screen that there was like an old school like projector. So on the screen, there was math problems, and then someone was sitting there doing the math problems as if it's like on an overhead projector, like
when you would have like those clear sheets,
transparent
sheets with like the markers, and sit on a screen that projects it.
Yes.
Wow, that really, really brings back memories.
So for our young bestie out there, before there were like, computers or real projectors, there was just like this big ass
box.
I don't even know how, like, box that you would put these like
with a light.
So this worked out off of like reflections or something, and it kind of projected it onto a screen. Yeah, we'll have to put some old school pictures in the Instagram.
Our young bestie might have. I mean, I can imagine no one has a clue what this is if they have not experienced it. Right. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, but they were clear, and I remember in math class when we were younger, like someone would sometimes just like go up and like do the math problems on there so everyone could watch them do the math.
You can wipe it off then. And then, or set another clear sheet on. Yeah, lots of stuff.
So it obviously is a really bad play if we've got math problems going on here.
This is the worst play I've ever heard
of. And I don't know what it has to do with Trash Planet, but.
Still nothing related, just math.
So I'm like, that's not good. Okay, so someone's doing these math problems. And then someone goes and quickly goes through and corrects their work.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I wrote in here, side note, I have no idea what this has to do with Trash Planet. In my dream journal, I'm like, I don't get it. So I was even confused the next morning.
They're just going with the full-on, like, math motif and nothing with Trash Planet.
The math actor gets one problem wrong, and they correct their work, and they continue. Okay. Now, at this point, I know they must be getting close to their time limit for their performance. So I'm like, they got to be wrapping this shit show up here.
There's so many schools performing. They only have a certain amount of time.
It's a big auditorium. Next thing I know, my mom is in the show.
With your sister and your niece?
Yeah, so my mom has to write down the words on this big projector that my niece is giving her the answers to. So they'd ask a question, my niece would answer, and my mom would have to write down the word. The problem is...
This is one.
My mom's not really on stage. So what happened is the stage had this like expandable section that came all the way up to the top of the stadium where we were sitting. Like,
wow, that is a
hundreds of feet
expansion.
Away. Like when you go to a concert and like the performers have like that kind of like the runway that they'll go out on. It was like that, except for it came all the way up to where my mom was,
all the way to the back,
all the way to the tippy top.
Never seen a concert like that before.
Nope. So my mom gets on it and she lays down on her side and she starts writing the answers. So I'm like, I'm not sure if it's part of the show or
you have to lay down
very specific
when you're writing down such important information.
But the problem was my mom keeps writing down random words instead of what she's supposed to write down. So she's even ruining it more.
This is the worst performance in history.
So I tell to my niece, I yell to my niece, spell out the words. I don't think she understands the words you are saying.
What was it? Like what is it?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's
I don't
a hard
know
one
what
to spell.
That is a hard. I would forgive her for getting that wrong. Yes. But she was just writing down random words, and then I woke up. So I have no idea who won the Trash Planet competition, but I'm sure it was not us.
I was not expecting it to end there. I was like, there's got to be at least
a
little. This is why I love your dreams. Who won the Trash Planet? Oh my God. It wasn't
Probably those
Senior.
people from Kentucky.
I can tell you it wasn't Senior.
I guess they do have more trash.
Yeah. Well, we might have more trash, but they obviously know how to portray it better, I guess.
So yeah, just a little bizarre on that one.
I like it. This was one of your more bizarre ones, I would say.
Yeah, it definitely had a lot of things that didn't connect at all.
It went a lot of places. I mean, we had the silent auction with the pits, the holes.
Yes.
And then we went to the gymnastics, and then, of course, to the trash planet. I don't know why your mom was involved, or your sister, for that matter.
But seems like it would be an illegal move.
It doesn't seem fair.
It doesn't seem fair.
They're not in school.
They're not.
Which seems like this was a school
And also wouldn't it seem fair that, like, kindergartners are competing against high schoolers either. So it was like, don't know.
Doesn't add up. Like, it should all be high schoolers or all be kindergartners, because those performances, my friend, are going to be
way different.
Very different.
Way different. And that is my dream.
Never cease to entertain, though. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I think I do have a picture. Oh, I do have a picture for you. And hey, bestie.
Yep.
If you're part of our sleepover squad, you get to see this hand-drawn picture I made of how the extendable stage worked.
I mean, just for Mindy's drawings alone, you want to join the sleepover squad. Wow! Really high up. It's oh my God! See, you guys.
Yeah.
You have to. There's
my mom laying
on
her side right there. Writing words.
You have to see these pictures, I swear to you.
Yes, you do. If you have any weird dreams like that just don't make sense, we'd love for you to share them with us as well, because that's how we have content to do this show.
And that's our thing.
That's our thing. That's kind of what this podcast is about.
Right? It's kind of our jam. You know.
Our thing, kind of what we like to do. So feel free to email us your dream or your dream stories to remelations@gmail.com. Hey, and guess what? You can even stay anonymous. So if you don't want to share who you are, you want to be on the sneaky sneak, that's okay too.
You got some dirty
dreams
out there. We're not going to judge. Send them on in. We love all kinds of dreams.
All kinds of dreams. Speaking of dreams, today's catnap. So do you have any fun catnaps to share?
I have a few.
All right, so I'll get started with a catnap. This was submitted by Juliana.
Okay.
In this dream, I was walking through the halls of my school. At least I thought I was walking. Until I looked down and noticed I was actually riding a horse.
Well, you know, they feel the same.
Yeah, a little bit.
Riding a horse, it's easy to
think
get the
you
two
noticed.
confused.
Also, the sound is a little bit different.
It is a little different, and I feel like you'd notice that you were much higher.
Right. Maybe it was a baby horse.
Oh, yeah, one of those little ponies or baby horses, mini horses.
Yes. I thought it was a little odd, but in the dream, I put it out of my mind and just kept going down the halls. At one point, I saw the principal of the school walking down the hall, staring directly at me.
Were horses not allowed?
This is it, I thought. I'm in trouble. She's going to make me get off this horse.
Oh, no.
The principal got closer and closer, and she stopped right in front of me. She stood there, looking at me for a minute, and said, "Juliana, what are you doing? You're out of dress code."
Nothing about the horse.
You're not allowed to wear sweatpants. Go home and change this instant. And get back as fast as possible. Then, without paying any notice to the horse, she walked off. And that's when I woke up.
So, no problem with the horse. Just the sweatpants.
Understandably, I was very confused, but after a while, I just wrote down the dream before I forgot about it and started to get ready for school. And I absolutely made certain I was in dress code that day.
I love that. Oh my God, walking down. Could you imagine? I mean, our school was a little smaller than most, but
yes.
Just one person too. Not everybody walking
too
around
much space
on their horses. It's just one. Juliana is the lucky one. She gets the horse.
Where do they keep them during class? Like, is there like a hitching post?
Is this like a new gym class, like horseback
Equestrian?
riding? But
fancy schools, I guess.
One person at a time, because there's only one horse per school.
It's like when you gotta take home that baby and it cries and stuff.
We never had to do that.
One of my daughters, the oldest twin, just signed up for that class this year so she can take home a crying baby. I'm like, that sounds great.
You're like, okay, you're taking care of it.
I said, what if you have soccer practice? She just looks at me. She's like,
Does Grandma get to babysit?
Guess I'll have to babysit. We'll see.
What do you want to be called when you become a grandma?
Oh God, I hope I'm old by then. We got some time.
We have some time, but you have to
have
thought about it. I mean, you have children.
It is interesting. I could see me being like a Mimi because I always used to call myself Mimi when I was a kid, and my nieces call me Mimi. Just kind of sounds like it would work, but I really haven't given much thought.
Mimi, you might have to be babysitting this semester. I don't know. Is it a year-long course or just
it's a semester, thank God. Ooh. But I think it's just I don't know how long it lasts, but I'm sure I'll give you guys an update.
Have any of your other daughters had to do that?
None else took the class. So it's just like a child development 2 class or something.
Oh, well, I kind of wish we had to do that. It always looks interesting in TV shows and movies.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, prevent unplanned pregnancies. But I'm like, really? That doll's going to be like, not going to stop some horny teenagers?
That doll's going to stop hormones from happening? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, a doll's great and all, but hormones trump everything.
Yes. Have you ever gone back horse riding? I don't know. I
have gone back horse riding.
Have you ever gone horseback riding?
Once in my life.
How was that experience for you?
I enjoyed
Did you notice you were riding a horse and not walking?
I thought I was walking up the mountain at first, and then I was like, wait a minute. I'm on a horse.
I'm on a horse.
It was, I think, when I was about 12, we had kind of a family gathering down in Tucson. It was my grandma and her twin brothers, I think, 70th or something like that, some kind of party. And
did they have to ride the horse too?
I don't remember.
I would say that's very impressive at 70 to just be like, I'm getting on this damn horse.
They went, but a lot of us did, and it was so nice because we got to go through the mountains and stuff. But the only thing I legit remember from that experience is the guide going, Lisa, because that was the name of my mom's horse, and Lisa was not being a good girl.
No,
she was peeing everywhere, pooping everywhere, and going on her own little path. And
of course, leave it to your mom to get that one.
My mom is not the person to control the situation. So all I remember is, Lisa! But it was fun. How about you?
Once, a very long time ago, I think I went with the kids. But I think there's always one horse in the bunch that is the asshole that's like, I'm over this. I'm going to do what I want to do today.
Did you have a Lisa in your group?
Yes, there was a Lisa, and I think I had it.
It's the new... Oh, you had the Lisa. I'm sorry.
I'm sure I had that. Yeah.
That is a good time.
Okay, do you have a catnap to share?
I do, and this is from Sasha from Waterloo. This is short and sweet, but I love it. I was working at Jimmy John's, and it was my first week. After 3 days, my manager told me she was quitting and promoting me to her position.
Sweet.
I told her I didn't think I was ready, but she said, you've had the fountain soda machine training. You'll be fine. That's it.
I guess that's all it takes to be a manager at Jimmy John's.
I mean, I wouldn't think so, but Sasha got the job, I think.
I sure hope it came with a pay raise.
I hope it did too, after 3 days too. Wow.
Cha-ching. Rack up that money.
That was the qualification, is understanding how to use the soda machine.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you need.
I don't know how hard it is to use one.
Well, you got to pass the training in order to be a manager. You got to get
the right size cup. Do they want ice? Light ice?
Light ice? Oh,
heavy ice?
It could be one of those ones where you have the touch
screen.
The
mix-ins? Oh, yeah.
And have 1,000 options.
Here's the question. Yeah. Now you get in front of one of those.
Yes, I know.
Those mixed ones. What are you picking?
Cherry vanilla Coke. No doubt about it. How about you?
Oh, I'm going with strawberry lemonade.
Oh, wow. Okay. We went very different paths.
We did, yes.
I do like a strawberry lemonade, but it's so hard to find cherry vanilla Cokes that if I'm ever in a situation where I buy one of those machines, I'm like, that's the one.
Yeah. Bestie, let us know what you pick out. We're posting in our Facebook group. Hey, if you're not part of our Facebook group, by the way, you should be. You can click on your show notes, click on the episode. We'll have a link in there. Or you can just search for Remelations Besties on Facebook and you'll find us. But yeah, let's post a poll and see what people pick out because I'm curious.
There's lots of fun stuff on our Facebook fan group. Lots of polls, lots of things.
Lots of fun, awesome besties just like you.
What you got, Mindy? You got another one?
This one comes from Heidi.
Okay.
She writes, sometimes I have profound dreams where I can clearly see the symbolism and meaning. Other times it's just a brain barf.
Brain barf. I've never heard that expression. I'm going to use it forever.
Last night's was definitely a brain barf. I was dreaming I was in my old high school, and we were having a study hall situation. There was only me and about 6 other people, and they were all having sex on the desk.
Without her?
And she wrote segs. S-E-G-G-S. Segs.
Ooh, segs. There's an uneven number of people here, it seems like. What's going on?
And I was like, y'all, I'm trying to study.
This is study hall.
So what are you supposed to do in study hall?
It's not called sex hall.
It's Sigs hall.
Sigs hall, period 5.
I want it, period 1, 3, and 5.
And 8.
I leave because I want to give everyone their space, too, to finish up.
Oh, that's nice.
I go back because I forgot something, and everyone was getting busy, had now turned into cats. It was delightful.
It was delightful. Oh my god!
All these cute little coitus? Yes.
Okay, I knew where you were going.
Kitties.
Post-coitus kitties. Say that 10 times fast.
Post-coitus
Say it 3
kitties.
times.
Post-coitus kitties.
Post-coitus kitties. Post-coitus kitties. Post-coitus kitties. Just say it 3 times. Post-coitus.
That just means after sex?
Yeah, coitus is sex.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought you would love that one. So thank you, Heidi, for sharing that.
I love it, Heidi. You know I love sex and I love kittens.
That's a double thumbs up. Study hall? She kind of likes that too.
Sigs hall.
Sigs hall.
I did like study hall, but you remember what I used to do?
I don't.
I don't remember what you guys were doing, but it was my study hall for sure, and I would get a pass, and we'd meet in the basement bathroom.
It sounds like it'd be a sigsy time.
Sigsy bathroom. Because there was never anyone down there, and it's like, I had study hall, and I don't know what you had, and I think Tanya was there too, but every day we would meet in this bathroom and just hang out instead of doing study hall or whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, I had the best band teachers in high school. So for study hall, they would us passes to go to the band room. And there was like one TV. And it got about 3 channels. It was perfectly timed. We could watch one episode of Wings during study hall. So I think I probably came down and said hi. And then I went and watched an episode of Wings. Hashtag.
What does Lowell dream of? Thomas Hayden Church. What does Thomas Hayden Church dream?
Yes! Oh my god, that was like the best show, man. I loved that.
Me some Wings.
Loved Wings.
I loved
Wings.
It. Yes.
All the antics that ensue in a small town airport.
Yeah, and who knew Tony Shalhoub would become Monk someday and like be one of the most successful shows ever?
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Do you got another dream?
I do, and this is kind of near you. It's Leonard from Lombard.
Yes, that is close. Hello,
so
Leonard.
Not too far from you. And I love this dream because it shows he's about our same age.
Okay.
Because of the references in it. I know he has to be around our age. So it starts out, remember that show, Jenny Jones?
Oh, yes. Jenny Jones was a daytime, so for our bestie out there, daytime talk show.
Drama.
Kind of controversial, had the controversial topics. Was on the lines of, I would say, maybe not Jerry Springer level, but more Maury Povich, yeah.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Yes. No one hit the Jerry Springer level. No one. No one but Jerry.
No one but Jerry.
No one but Jerry. Okay. In my dream, I was on that show, but I was her sidekick.
Okay.
Kind of like Ed McMahon on The Tonight Show.
Okay, like a side host.
Yeah, and I don't know if people know who that is, but that's why I said I know this is someone our age that would understand who Ed McMahon is. We had just finished shooting back-to-back episodes. One, a paternity test reveal.
Of
classic.
Course.
That's always a classic.
You are not the father.
You are not the father. Or you are.
Are the father.
Could go either way. and the always popular Bad Kid Boot Camp.
Oh, I liked those
loved
ones.
those.
Yes.
We were wrapping up in front of the audience, and Jenny turned to me and called me an idiot.
Ooh, rude.
Rude. And said the show wasn't over and I needed to do the obstacle course. Oh, no. I laughed thinking it was a bit for the show, but she slapped me across the face and yelled, "Go!"
Jeez.
She's violent.
Jenny,
I hope she's not like this.
No, I'm sure not in real life. Right.
But a curtain dropped, revealing the most elaborate course. And here we go. Here are some references, so I know we are the same age as Leonard.
Wow. Okay.
It was like Double Dare, which we've talked about before, meets American Gladiators, meets American Ninja Warrior.
Sounds difficult.
It does.
Sounds like I'm losing. I'm losing before it even starts.
Well, this is what he says. I immediately fell off the first obstacle. I feel like that would happen to me too. Into a pool of water. And with a megaphone, Jenny yells, "You're fired!"
Oh, so that seems like a very difficult job.
That seemed like he was liking it all along until this particular episode, but that's it. That's it. That's what
I love that dream, Leonard. Thank you for sharing that.
Some we have someone getting promoted in my previous dream, and someone getting fired in this dream.
And I'm having a slew of school dreams, so look at that.
This is something, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have any more school dreams, so
I don't have any more firing or hiring.
Okay, well, we're to move on to something different. This one is cute.
You mean it has more kittens?
No, it's just a sweet one. It's kind of more a dream story. So
okay, love it.
Lauren shares, I finally have a good one to share.
Aww.
I had this dream a while ago. I always used to dream about finding love and feeling loved, but this dream was different. I could actually see him. Not so much his facial details, but what he just kind of looked like. I knew this was my person.
Her person.
And then she posted a picture of a tweet that she posted this was September 22nd of 2021. So she posted a picture of her tweet. In her tweet, it said, I had a dream about my soulmate last night. He was tall and had longish brown hair and brown eyes and had an old car. It was just so nice. Okay, fast forward till now.
Oh, no.
She shares, well, I found him. It just hit me that I had the dream about him. He's tall, he has brown eyes and brown hair, and he has this car. And then she shared a picture of this old, like kind of Oldsmobile, I think, or something car.
This is the best thing ever.
She goes, I fully believe that he was sent to me in a dream, and I just had to wait for him. I'm so happy. And I was going to show you a little picture of.
Oh my God, they're kissing when she's kissing him on the forehead.
Yeah, the
with
cutest.
His long dark hair.
So she had like this amazing dream like a year before she ended up meeting her true love.
Almost exactly a year.
Yeah.
Wow, that was awesome. I love that story.
I love that story. Thank you for sharing, Lauren.
God, that was adorable.
And if you ever get married, just, you're going to have to invite us. Let us know.
Let us know. We'll save the date.
We'll save the date.
And we like to dance, so.
I do love dancing.
We will have a good time.
We're going to tear up that dance floor.
We are. We're going to destroy it.
Send all wedding invitations. We're going.
We will be there. Okay, so I have, this is Jennifer from Tucson. Mm-hmm. That's where I went to school. This is a good one, too.
Okay.
My bachelorette party was in full swing. That's how it starts. Like, woo,
that sounds fun.
Good. Okay, full swing.
It kind of ties to the Sigs Hall.
Sigs Hall. It doesn't, okay, just wait. It's not so much of a Sigs Hall.
Okay.
So the party was in full swing when our party bus veered off the road over a ravine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not good.
Oh, but no.
No one even had a chance to scream before wings, not the TV show, but wings popped out of the sides of the bus.
Oh.
And we started flying.
That seems like an expensive kind of little bus to rent.
And like a nice surprise because who knew?
Right? Like,
who knew buses could fly? Is this the fucking bat bus, like the Batmobile, but it's
Is this
a bat
the magic
bus?
school bus that we can just fly into some veins and lungs and stuff?
Like, I will sign up for this party bus if it can fly.
You get in there, like, the exits are here.
Yes.
If you have a loss of oxygen, there will be a little mask that comes down.
Mask on yourself before you help somebody else.
Yes. Ain't that the truth for life?
Okay. You're going to love it.
Okay, so they're flying.
Okay. The driver stood up and said he had the bus on autopilot.
Well, that's good that they have that.
And now it was time to dance.
Yes.
I love it. He ripped his clothes off, and we all started cheering.
He's a stripper pilot.
Stripper pilot driver.
I would still kind of like him to make sure that the plane doesn't crash.
Well, it's on autopilot. It's fine. It's better than...
Can we not hire a second person?
Yeah, that's true. It's better than careening into a ravine, but he seems like he's done this before. He rips off his clothes.
I mean, pilots.
We're cheering. Man. But... Instead of dancing for us, he took us one at a time and slow danced with each of us in the middle of the bus.
Boo.
I can't. Could you imagine this bachelorette party where you think
you just want to slow dance?
And he took each one, it says, each of us in the middle of the bus. But here's the best part. As if that weren't strange enough, they weren't even slow songs.
To the window, to the wall. You're like, what?
That's it.
Okay. That could have been a full dream interpretation right there.
That could have.
You could put that one either way.
That one could have gone either way, but it was so funny. I'm like, this feels right. This feels right as a catnap. I don't know why, but it could have been a full
It does.
dream.
It is. That is a fun one. And where do I sign up? Because when Brooke does maybe someday happen to get engaged, I'm going to have to plan a bachelorette. And I really want to know, can you give me the contact information?
Yeah, because you're going to have to get a bus with wings. So.
And I got high expectations. I'm going to have that guy just, since he's a slow dancer and it's not that fun, he's just going to fly the plane and then we'll get a different guy do the, have a different guy.
And I don't want to step foot on a party bus and just have wings playing on the TV. Don't think that's going to get you out of the bus with wings.
How'd you know?
I mean, I probably would enjoy it anyway.
You kind of would.
Yeah.
All right. If I got Tony Shalhoub to come in.
Yeah. Get Tony Shalhoub and Thomas Hayden.
He would slow dance. That'd be sweet. I would. Like that's okay. Dance. Yeah, I could stand to that. To a fast song.
Scarpacci.
Yeah.
I don't know where this information is stored and why it comes out when it does.
It just does. Okay. Last one I've got. Okay. I keep dreaming of stabbings.
Oh, no.
First, I know, to take a sharp turn. Here we go. Literally sharp. The first one I had, someone was walking towards me who I thought was drunk. But then when I got closer, I realized he'd been stabbed.
Oh.
I sat with him on the street, him lying over my lap, shouting for help, and people just kept walking by.
Oh, my God.
I called an ambulance, but they said they were too busy, and he died.
What?
Sorry, I know it's such a bummer.
That is a bummer. Oh, my God. 911 turns you away?
We're too busy. Bye.
Bye.
But then, this was Natalie.
Okay.
And then Natalie comes back and she goes, last night I dreamt I was watching 4 drunk guys arguing on the street when 2 started attacking one. Then the third joined in. I was sitting on a wall and shouted, no, stop. Someone help. But the people kept walking by. And I said, I'm not getting involved. I couldn't move for some reason. And then 2 drunk guys walked towards me. One stabbed me in the chest, and the other stabbed me in the side and the thigh. God. I woke up with a jolt, which rarely happens to me, to be honest. And that's the end of her stabbing dreams. Your mouth is like, what?
I was not expecting that. That's intense.
Oh, I know it's intense.
I thought like she was going to stay out of it and be safe, but nope. They just walked right up to her and started stabbing her.
No, I thought she was okay. She couldn't move, but doesn't. She can't save someone from being stabbed. She can't.
Such a personal
crime.
So up close and personal to stab someone.
Oof. Yeah, no, that's not a good reoccurring dream to have.
No, it's not, because they are they both involve people she thought was drunk, though.
Yes, that's true. So maybe she has an issue with it. I don't know.
We're not getting into it. Natalie, we just love your stabbing dreams. I know that sounds weird to say.
Sounds weird, but please send us more.
I will remember that, because I was in shock listening to it. So
Wow.
So thank you, everyone, for sharing your catnaps and your dream stories. There's lots of ways to support our show. You can go to remelations.com/support. If you're super cool, you're going to join our sleepover squad.
Holla. You get to put your jammies on. You get to watch videos of us, like
special exclusive videos and special edition t-shirt for the first 25 members.
Sign up. We are getting those printed very soon, and you don't want to miss out.
You don't want to miss them, because they're going to be awesome. And I feel like every time you submit a dream or like us on social media, you get an entry to be part of our sleepover squad for free for 1 year. Very exciting times, you guys. So share your dreams.
You want to get that?
Like our posts, share us on social.
And we appreciate each and every one of you bestie out there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Because as much as you support us, we support you. And we love chatting with you in our Facebook group. We love getting the DMs. We love getting to know you. So please, just reach out, say hi. Oh, and speaking of which, next week we have our birthday episode.
I can't believe it's here already.
I know. And so the other thing we're asking you guys is, if you have any questions you want to ask us, anything at all, we have a very special birthday episode where we are doing an Ask Us Anything. So if you have any questions about us, who we are, what we like, what we don't like.
You know, I always go to the dirty side of things. I'm like, you want to
what
ask
color underwear is Brooke wearing?
Sexist stuff, maybe none.
Just send us any question you have, because we're going to be recording that in the next couple days. So you only have a couple days to get that to us so we can record that and share some deep, dark secrets.
Yes, we're open.
Because what else do you do at a sleepover?
No, that's exactly when you
Would you rather
do this.
Truth or Dare?
Oh my God, these are all truths. I guess we're playing truth.
We're playing truth. Oh, birthday truths. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Love it.
Hey, maybe at our live show someday we can play actual truth or dare, and there can be dares.
Oh God. Oh, that would be fun.
I'm ready to go.
I like where your mind is. You're like,
I know, it's going to be good.
Because we don't get to play, we just get to host.
We just get to host.
Would you usually pick truth or dare? Would you mix it up? I mean, most people mix it up, because you get crap if you just picked one or the other.
Yeah, it's boring if everyone just picks one, but you can really get some good tea on truths, but dares, with cameras nowadays.
Both fun.
I feel like you could get into some real trouble.
I think it's a really good live show idea. I'm putting that down on the magic.
Write
magic
it down
note card.
on your note card.
All right. Well, I got something fun to talk about.
Yes.
Well, here we are again. I've got another. This dream topic, this topic I'm going to talk about tonight, came to me when I was on vacation. So I just got back from vacation.
Oh.
But I was in a souvenir shop, right? So I'm just kind of we're just going through these little shops, and I saw this dream catcher. And it just kind of triggered in my brain, what is this history of dream catchers?
That is a good question. I know it's Native American, but that's all I know.
Yes. So let me tell you a little bit about dream catchers.
Please.
And I'm going to put this link in the show notes, but I found a really great resource, which is called www.indigenousfoundation.org.
Okay.
And just to give a quick shout out to them, they're a foundation that was created in 2020 to initiate change for the better for various Indigenous communities across Turtle Island and in the areas, overcoming negative stereotypes and boundaries placed on them. So this foundation was founded by Amira and Sina, and they have a team that consists of 30 Indigenous and people of color women, 2S, and non-binary folk. And they create a podcast, actually.
Oh,
and it's
awesome.
called Unrooted, the Indigenous Foundation podcast. So I'm going to put a link in the show notes.
Yes.
But if I want to know something about Indigenous people, this is the source I thought that was best. And I just want to give them a little shout out here.
Awesome. Yay.
Such a cool website. They kind of go through what is appropriation and how they feel it in their communities and things that are happening to them and how we can get the word out. So I think
that's awesome. Because it's got to be different no matter where you are in the country. So it's good to have a shared experience and learn from things.
Absolutely. But let's start about what the origin of Dreamcatchers is.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
If you don't know what a Dreamcatcher is, and I know I had one growing up in my room somewhere. Did you have a Dreamcatcher?
I didn't. Maybe that's why I don't have such vivid dreams.
Maybe that's it.
You. But I mean, you'd always walk into a shop, like Moondog Records or something where it smelled of incense, and you would see Dreamcatchers and they were so beautiful. But I knew that
vaguely what they were.
Not like the history behind them. Yeah.
So Dreamcatchers, if you're not aware, Bestie, they're handmade willow hoops that are woven in a web, like literally like a net. Mm-hmm. Like, so there's type of threading that goes through them that makes it look like a spider web.
Yes.
Some may include feathers or beads, and they're traditionally suspended above beds or suspended above cradles as a form of armor and protection.
Nice. I've only seen them not like above a bed, but like as a decoration somewhere else in the house, which doesn't really make sense if you think about it, if it's supposed to be a dream catcher. Right. Like I've seen them on porches even, and I'm like, now that you're saying it, I'm like, oh, that doesn't really make sense after all, does it?
So there's two stories that may have been how it originated.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my best to pronounce this. So the first is a story of Anishinaabe.
Okay.
Let me start with the first. The story of Anishinaabe. It is the story of a spider woman.
Oh, so, this is her name.
Anishinaabe was a custodian of all Ojibwe infants and adults.
Okay.
As the Ojibwe started to geographically migrate across all of North America, it was too much of a task for her to kind of be the custodian of all
She can't take care of the whole country?
Too many. Right, it's too much. So women were placed in charge of weaving webs alongside and placing charms to protect all the infants of these indigenous tribes. The charms would be capture any surrounding infant and make sure they were safe. Okay. So the story goes. A grandmother watched patiently each day as a spider spun its web above her sleeping place until one day her grandson noticed the spider and tried to kill it. The grandmother said, "Don't hurt him." She told the boy in a soft tone, "But grandmother, you should not protect the spider." When the grandson left, the spider thanked the woman for her protection and offered her a gift. "I will spin you a web that hangs between you and the moon, so that when you dream, it will snare the bad thoughts and keep them away from you."
I can't even. This story is so sweet. I had no idea this was the history of it. Oh my God, I love it.
So the second one is the Lakota legend. Mm-hmm. And that says, so a Lakota man was, so while receiving a spiritual vision on a high mountain, a Lakota teacher met Iktomi, a trickster who had held great wisdom, appearing to lead her in the form of a spider.
Okay.
He made a hoop of willow and spun a web inside it. And he told the Lakota man that dreams could be both bright and dark. And the dream catcher he was making would catch the bright forces and allow the dark ones to burn up.
Oh.
So this Lakota version of dream catchers would trap good dreams, just the opposite of the Ojibwe belief. So like both of them, those two beliefs are kind of different. One thought it would catch the bad dreams and one thought it would catch the good dreams or the good vibes.
But the intent is still the same. Just to let the good stuff in.
Just let the good stuff in. So let's talk about the construction of it in general. So it's always a hoop made of willow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, always willow. Okay.
It's supposed to be willow. And all the different things that could be hanging from that have a different representation. Mm-hmm. So the hoop itself is circle-shaped or teardrop-shaped, represents the circle of life.
Sure.
The web is a patterned spider's web meant to catch bad dreams or, in Lakota version, good dreams. Mm-hmm. Feathers, if there were feathers on it, there were multiple interpretations of this. Most accepted that a feather provides a soft ladder for good dreams to follow the dreamer's mind.
Oh, yeah.
Beads, a single bead represents the spider that wove the web. Multiple beads represent bad dreams that have been caught.
Oh.
Gemstones. Replace the symbol of feathers where feathers are unattainable due to laws or restrictions. So sometimes instead of feathers, they'll have gemstones.
Okay. Well, I like me some sparkles, so I'll take a gemstone.
Take all the gemstones. Arrowheads are supposed to increase strength and protection. Arrows point to the four corners of the earth directed by the wind.
Ooh, okay. Now, is there a dream catcher that has all of this? I'm sure
I think that would be the best one.
That's like the best dream catcher of all time. It's got like 17 beads, 17 gems.
Yes, that one. I want that one.
Mm-hmm.
But often in these indigenous people, they would believe that, just like many other cultures that we've talked about before, the Egyptians just a couple weeks ago, that there were messages from spirits or there were messages from beyond. And so by sharing, interpreting dreams was an important facet for their community.
Absolutely.
And they often gave insight to how the person lived their life or how their parents may have lived their life in the past.
So interesting.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the history of it.
Yes, the history of it. I have 2 questions for you.
I hope I know the answer.
No, you will, because it's how you came up with this idea in the first place is, one, what did the dream catcher you saw look like? Did it have beads, feathers?
Yes, all of that.
All of it. Okay.
All of that.
Question 2, did you buy it?
No, but I'm going to tell you why I didn't buy it.
That's fine.
And it was kind of why I was thinking, because I thought of it as a gift for you, because I was looking for something little to get you. And I saw it and I was like,
why? You don't have to get me anything.
I was just kind of thinking like, what? This is a beach shop. Why is it at a beach shop? But I knew it kind of had Native American or Indigenous people history. So why? It's like kitschy.
Why is it
it's
here?
like, why is it
on
here?
The beach? You're kind of marginalizing the meaning of it, right? It's just like a souvenir at this point.
Exactly. So what I did is, so that's kind of what made me think of it. And then when I found this website and this foundation, they talk about the appropriation of dream catchers. Yeah. And how it kind of began in the 1970s when there was that Pan-American idea and ideology. And the term dream catcher was actually published in mainstream and non-native media in the 1970s. And by the 1980s, it was kind of marked as a Native American craft. And so it was like marketable. It was like if you had a roadside stand, you could sell a dream catcher and it'd be like, oh, look it's it's
kitschy.
It's yeah.
It's not like out of respect or appreciation for the art or the craft. It was more
the history of it. Yeah. And so so this foundation goes on to say like there are mixed perspectives on the commercialization of dream catchers, where it should be condemned for misappropriating it for the spiritual significance in so many non-native people making and selling them.
Right.
Well, it's not
authentic,
illegal, or forbidden to purchase them from anyone. They just wish that people would buy them from Indigenous people.
Yeah, no, and that's rightfully so. There's lots of cultural things where it's like, yeah, you can find stuff, like you said, kitschy stuff for many, many different types of groups and cultures. But does it have the heart and soul behind it, or is it like, we just want to make a buck?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can sell it on a roadside stand. So I'm going to reach out and see if they have any sources for us of where we could possibly buy dream catchers that are made by Indigenous people. And we'll put that link in the show notes.
Can we get matching ones?
Oh my God, I love matching ones. It's got to have lots of gems for Brooke.
Well,
and feathers.
I will compromise with you if you don't want as many gems. And if you want like all the feathers, we'll just meet happily in the middle. And I would love to have matching dream catchers with you. It's like the modern, this is like our version of the best friend necklace.
Jinx, yes. I think it would be perfect. Yes, I think it would be perfect.
I love that you said that.
We are going to go out and reach out to this foundation, this podcast, and get some authentic, hopefully, ways to purchase dream catchers. Because I've always seen them. I always thought they were beautiful. I always loved the story behind them. And I just appreciate running across this so I can really find out how they feel and what the real story is. So,
and now I know more as well. And now our bestie knows more as well. So maybe we can really help when you find some company that is actually legit Indigenous people that we can maybe bring them a lot of business because we're here for dreams, people. Yeah. So I feel like
catching the good ones, catching the bad ones.
Catching the good ones, catching the bad ones. Either way, the interpretation is bring the good in,
yes,
push the bad out.
Yes, I thought that was interesting.
It was interesting, and thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So, where did you see that Dreamcatcher?
Oh, it was some beach shop in Myrtle Beach. So
what?
I know. I just got back from vacation. It's been a hell of a week, bestie.
Good and bad, I assume.
No, the vacation was great. It was a long drive. So if you don't know.
You drove with...
We drove.
It was a girls' trip with your daughters.
Yes,
so
just the daughters. Just me and the daughters. So just the 5 of us.
Just the five of us. No biggie.
No. So flights have been ridiculously expensive. And so about $350 a person. I'm like, I can't afford that. Plus plus every piece of luggage these teenagers bring with them. Like I'm looking at
and then you have to have shelter for them and food for them. I mean, all that stuff costs money.
So we just road tripped it. So it was a unique experience. And I will say my minivan, I think I mentioned, does not have air conditioning. So it was hot.
I forgot about that part.
It was hot. It was
I know you're trying to teach your children a good message, but in my heart, I'm thinking this is cruel and horrible.
Thanks.
Not because of you.
We were going down the highway. It was fine.
That's just for me personally.
Yes,
I would be having a mental breakdown.
I can afford plane tickets. And I cannot afford air conditioning in my car.
I'll be like, I will give you some money to get your car fixed, or I will bring a camping fan. That just sits right here.
Yeah, no, we did. We brought some fans. We rolled all the windows down.
Well then, that's totally fine then. Yeah. Just changes my perception of
it was still, no, trust me, it's just hot as shit. But so the trip from Chicago to Myrtle Beach, probably straight, is about 14, 15 hours. Straight through, no stops.
Yeah. You can't do that with kids, though. You can't.
We got so hot on the drive down, we ended up stopping for just cups of ice at gas stations, and we just
so your fans didn't work, did they?
No, and then when one of the windows stopped rolling down, so at least it got stuck up and not down. So it was that's how it is when you travel, right? So
it's a road trip. Anything goes.
Anything goes. The car made it there and back. I mean, she's got over 170,000 miles on her, and she chugged right along. Her name's Ghost. Yeah, she's great.
She's a strong broad.
She's a strong bitch. She's feisty. She decided to punish me by making the window not work, but that's okay.
And not the AC work too.
Not the AC. She's a pickle bitch. We did just stop at Nashville on the way.
How did they like Nashville?
I
know you've been there before.
Oh yeah, no, they were they enjoyed watching all the bachelorette parties on party buses. And
did those buses fly?
We did not fly. Oh, but there's those ones where you pedal and you drink, and the pedal bar ones, and those are fun. Saw some good bands. Then woke up the next morning. So I've been waking up 4 a.m. to drive because it's cooler in the day. I'm get there, you have your whole day to enjoy it. But no, the trip overall was great. It was.
I have a question for you, and you can think about it.
Okay.
So have you ever heard of roses and thorns?
No.
Okay, so it's basically meaning what was the best part of your trip? What was the rose?
Cool.
And then what was a struggle you had during the trip, which is your thorn?
I love this question.
Yes.
That's a great question. I would say the rose, we did surf lessons.
You did?
So we did learn how to surf.
Let me just tell you, I have not talked to Mindy since she got back. So
I know, you look very excited about this.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, it was great. Again, it comes with challenges because our time got pushed back because it was raining, and so. But our instructor was great. There was a surfing dog there. So if you want to see something cute, go to Coco KOKO Surf Dog, and you'll see this surfing dog that surfed with us. He's adorable and cute.
So was this your rose and your thorn?
No, that's not quite my thorn. But, okay. I mean, it was raining, and so
wait, did you guys? Did you all do it?
Yeah, all 5 of us.
Did you all stand up?
We all got up.
Woo! Sorry, I didn't mean to scream into the microphone.
No, Mark's like, how long was your longest ride? I'm like, oh, like 10 seconds. But then I'm like, it was really probably 3.
Because it's tough to
It's hard. Oh my God. I was the sorest I've been. Like, that is a workout. That is like a workout.
And
like,
add me with no balance to the equation. It does not work. And
the kids did great.
Sharks
yeah,
also.
No, the kids were afraid of sharks. But once they got out there, they're having fun. There was like 3, the guy who owns it and 2 other instructors. They were fantastic. I'll put a link in the show notes if you're in the Myrtle Beach area and you want to check out a surf school. They're great. Highly recommend.
It's like the Dreamcatcher. There are good things and bad things.
Yes.
And you can't let the bad things stop you from experiencing the good things. Like, you can't let your fear of certain large fishes
with teeth
scare you from experiencing the joy of surf lessons, especially as a family. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
I mean, a girls' trip family.
Yes,
girls'
right.
trip.
But it was funny because the one guy, the owner, I would say like late 30s, every time the hardest thing is knowing when to catch a wave.
Oh, and you have to kind of start going when the one.
So they would help us. They're like, this one. Okay, now paddle, now stand up or whatever. And they'd help us out. And so every time I'd get on a wave and I'd fall off, the owner guy, the instructor's like, Mama down! Mama down! And so the kids all,
Mama down.
So all the kids like the whole weekend, they're like, Mama down! Mama down! And they just found it like so hilarious. So
I am right there with them. You can pass the information along that Mama down is. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate it into my everyday life, but I will find a way. Also, what was it? Dream barf? What was it?
Brain barf.
Brain barf. I'm going to incorporate brain barf into my everyday vernacular as well.
Yes. But no, it was fun. We were delayed by about 3 hours from our lesson, so we just kind of had to sit in the car. That was kind of the boring part. But we did walk like 2 miles to a grocery store and got some garbage bag ponchos. I had to post some pictures. It was quite fun. Yeah, so surfing day was great. They actually extended our surfing time because we did hit some bad weather, so we had a lot of time out there. But oh my God, when my teenage daughters are sore, they tell me they're sore. I'm like,
you know that.
I'm like, you're sore? Your body's like 16 years old. My 40-some-year-old body is on the brink of death right now.
Feeling the pain.
I'm still feeling the pain, but it was worth it.
What a cool experience you gave to your daughters, though. Think about that.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's priceless. It's like that, a surf lesson with my mom and my sisters. I mean, I don't have my sisters, but that is such a cool idea. So you're a cool mom, Mindy.
Thank you. Yeah, it was something they'll remember.
Oh, for sure.
I would say the thorn. We did get back yesterday after a long drive back, and my youngest has COVID. So now we're dealing with COVID.
Oh, no. Are the rest of you okay?
Yeah, everyone else is testing negative right now. She's isolating in her room.
How is that possible? You were just in a car halfway across the country.
But we also had all the windows down for air, so maybe it gave us enough air circulation. So we'll see. Your
youngest obviously didn't have the right circulation, whatever corner of the car she was in.
Yes.
Oh,
that part sucks. So
better.
Just to get, I mean, she felt. I'm just thankful she felt good the whole trip until
that's what I was gonna say.
It was the night we got back. Like last night when we got back is when she started a fever.
Okay, well then that's perfect. Like I was worried she would have been like kind of feeling sick the whole time. Well, good.
So at least it worked out that way. Yeah. So there's that going on. So like it's just been a hell of a whirlwind of a week.
It sure has.
Oh, and this is fun. So my father-in-law is visiting from Florida.
Yes.
So now he's older, so we're trying to keep them, obviously everyone's,
he needs to be kept in the basement.
In the basement. He got to Chicago and he was planning on he usually rents a car.
Yeah.
But their car rentals have been so expensive that he didn't. And we're like, that's fine. You can use our car. But I got to take him back to the airport at 3:30 this morning. So I'll be up
this morning?
Coming up, I'll be up in a few hours to take him to the airport.
Oh, Mindy.
But I can't expect him to take an Uber. He's an awesome
Oh
man.
My God. I know from fact that ride is expensive.
I know. It is.
That's so sweet of you. Why? Because Mark has to go.
Mark has to work the next morning. I've just got editing to get back to. And I can go back home and sleep.
A ton of other shit to do, but
I can come back home and go to sleep. But my husband's got to work, so yeah.
You're not
drive Dad to the airport in the morning.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Hi, Earl. Bye, Earl. I didn't
like literally goodbye, Early. No.
Right. That's nice that he got to visit for a little bit.
Yeah. How's your week?
My week's been great. I'm learning a lot at work.
Good.
Let's not talk about the rest of it.
Cool. Anything else fun? Cool. Oh, I saw your brother was at the Lady Gaga concert.
Oh.
And there were some fun stories that he was texting last night.
Gee. I was supposed to be on this trip.
Oh, fuck. I would have loved
when
to see
I got COVID
Gaga.
and it was like a new job, I used all my time off, not even time off I had. Like I'm negative in the bank right now.
Sucks.
So I just, while we were having our break, I watched the videos he sent me because he didn't take many videos, which I'm proud of him.
Right. Just
because
enjoy
he
the
wanted
moment.
to be immersed in the moment. But like, there's a lot of meaningful stuff between like Gaga lyrics and stuff he's been through. So there's just a deeper level.
She's an incredible performer. I want to see. She has those like small shows in Vegas, like the jazz shows. Oh my god, I would die to go to that.
Like her residencies there. I think it would be so awesome. But like at Wrigley, it was at Wrigley.
Yeah, fun.
What an experience. And the weather was beautiful, which you can't always count on. He really had a prolific experience. So I'm very, very happy for him.
As you should be. That's awesome. And there were some funny things that happened.
Oh yeah, there were some funny things that happened too. Because
you texted me a couple last night.
Yeah, I used to live in the Chicagoland area, and every time Brett would come visit me, like it is literally without fail, something on the L happens to him.
And for our bestie that's not aware, the L is an elevated train system we have here in Chicago. So it's like a subway, but it's above ground mostly.
Yes. Thank you for explaining that. So it's been an ongoing joke because like he's had a person come up to him, literally not grab my brother's tooth, but the guy has grabbed his own tooth and like just shaking it in my brother's face.
No.
Or, you know, or
that's disturbing.
One guy just came up and started screaming in his face without any previous conversation. One time we were coming home from something and he had like a tiny little leftover box and there was a woman on the L platform. She and her, I will say significant other, I don't know who he was.
Partner.
But they each had trays like that you would get from a banquet. You know, like one was full of green beans. The other one, I have no idea what was in it. But she's chowing down these green beans. We're waiting to get on the L. And she like just taps Brett's like to-go box. And she's like, give it to me.
What?
Yeah. And he's like, he kind of just disregarded it. She's like, can I have your leftovers?
Oh.
And he's like, you have a whole thing of beans. He didn't say it, but it was like, why is she like, and these are like minor things that happen to him on the L.
Gosh.
So
such crazy stories.
He has managed to get through this trip and home safely without having to step foot on the L. But guess what?
The crazy still happened.
The crazy followed him. You don't have to be on the L if you're Brett Altuff.
Yes.
So he has seen a police chase on the shoulder of 290.
That happens.
A redneck throwing food in the face of two Mormons.
Oh, no. That seems not very nice.
Not very nice. And a giant man asking if he was keeping it wet.
Why would you go up to someone and ask if they're keeping it wet?
And then you see this
what does that even mean?
Like a big guy coming up to him. And Brett's a big guy.
He's a big guy.
A big guy coming up to me like, this is how I imagine it.
Right.
You keeping it wet?
Ew.
I asked. So
if it's wet, I'm not telling you it's wet.
My first response was when he sent me this text message was, well, are you keeping it wet? Because he's a dude. He's like, all I did was kind of like nod at him and keep walking. So I'm like, you did say you were keeping it wet because you gave a nod.
Mm-hmm.
We're both wet. These are just tiny adventures that Brett has in the land of Chicago, and it happens every
Brett can
time.
have his own podcast.
He could. And you know what? He still loves Chicago so much. Even after all his weird experiences, but that's what makes it great.
Aw, well, this week ended up being good. Stressful, crazy, but good.
Stressful, crazy, but good. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much to everyone who shared their dreams with us. Keep them coming.
Hey, and if you're enjoying this podcast, do us a favor and tell a friend.
Yes.
Tell your boyfriend who you had a dream about 1 year before you actually met him. Like, oh, that story killed me.
That one is a keeper. That one's a keeper.
He's a keeper. Make sure to tell all those students in study hall. And
no sex.
No sex in study hall. And don't forget to tell your favorite pilot about the show. Because friends, that's how we keep growing. That's how people learn about us, is if you just tell one person, that person tells one person, and you know how it goes. And that's what we appreciate.
We need to have one of those screens where it's like 4 pictures, then it becomes 8 pictures, and then it becomes 16 pictures.
We want the pyramid scheme of podcasts. So if you can help us out by recruiting just one person, that's how we're gonna dominate the world.
We're on our way.
All right, bestie. We can't wait to share more with you next week. But until then,
sweet dreams, bitches.